It's that time of year. We're all eagerly awaiting, or, in some instances, bracing for the deluge of new releases at Watches Wonders. But things don't stop for the brands not participating in the show. For instance, Audemars Piguet took to Milan, Italy, this week to celebrate the opening of the brand's new AP house Milan, located in the famed former Garage Traversi. It was also the perfect moment for the brand to introduce the first of its semi-annual major releases. Royal Oak Self-Winding Flying Tourbillon Openworked in Sand Gold Ref. 26735 SG. First, how often do you see a new suffix at the end of a reference for a new material? It was cool to type SG for sand gold for the first time, and if not for John Mayer QP, this would have been the headliner. But what is it? As representatives for the brand explained, they're always experimenting with new materials and studying old materials from the 1800s to see the combination of elements used to get colors like green gold. Pure gold is almost always combined with other materials to create stronger alloys, and the materials you use can often change the color. Pink gold has slowly taken a prominent place in their model lineup since its introduction in the mid-1980s, but this is not pink. By removing silver from the mix and replacing it with palladium, they achieved a very beige 18,000 gold 41mm by 100.6mm case. Then they applied that same sand gold finishing to the bridges of the caliber 2972, released in 2022 for the Royal Oak's 50th anniversary. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Self-Winding Flying Tourbillon Openworked in Sand Gold Ref. 26735 SG 41mm diameter by 10.6mm thick 18-karat case with 50 water resistance. Openworked sand gold toned movement and sand gold toned inner bezel, white gold applied hour markers, and Royal Oak hands with luminous coating flying tourbillon, hours and minutes self-winding caliber 2972 movement running at 21,600 VPH with 65 hours of power reserve. 18-karat sand gold bracelet with AP folding clasp. Price $250,000. Royal Oak White Gold Self-Winding Tourbillon Extra Thin RD3 in 37mm Ref. 26660 BC. Without overstating it, the RD3 in 37mm is one of the most impressive things Audemars Piguet has done in a long time. It took intense effort to create such an elegant self-winding movement with a tourbillon and place it in the iconic 39mm by 8.1mm jumbo case. Then they went and shaved an extra 2mm off the width. Impressive. This new model has a smoked blue petite tapisserie bezel and 12 baguette cut diamond hour markers. The white gold case, a new material perfect for gem setting, is still 8.1mm thick and has 50 of water resistance, and the bezel is set with 32 baguette cut diamonds. This complements the 37mm RD3 with the purple dial, but I would have loved to see an option without the diamond bezel. Diamond hour markers without diamonds on the bezel are a great low-key flex. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Self-Winding Tourbillon Extra Thin RD3, Ref. 26060 BC 37mm diameter by 8.1mm thick white gold case with 50 water resistance. Smoked blue dial with petite tapisserie pattern, 12 baguette cut diamond hour markers 0.2 carats, white gold Royal Oak hands with luminescent material. Hours, minutes and flying tourbillon. Self-winding caliber 2968 running at 21,600 VPH with 50 hours of power reserve. 18,000 white gold bracelet with AP folding clasp. Price $240,000. Royal Oak Self-Winding Chronograph 41mm in yellow gold Ref. 26240 BA and Royal Oak Self-Winding 37mm in yellow frosted gold Ref. 15550 BA. Here's a great 2-for-1 though, don't try to get that deal at the boutique. The brand introduced 2 new yellow gold models, which in some ways is par for the course for Audemars Piguet. Many other brands are still slow to get yellow gold back into their lineups after rose pink gold took over in the early 2000s, but not AP Has a good spread of the material in a bunch of colors, and they certainly do interesting things with texture as well. The yellow frosted gold on the 37mm self-winding royal oak is a hand-hammered texture we've seen used back all the way to the first Carolina Bucci edition. The 41mm row chronograph is a bit more straightforward, but just like the 37mm model, it has a hand-sprayed dark burst finish on the gold sunburst dial. Audemars Piguet, royal oak self-winding 37mm in yellow frosted gold ref. 15550 BA, 37mm diameter by 9.1mm thick, 18,000 yellow gold case, with 50 water resistance. Smoked yellow gold toned sunburst dial, applied yellow gold hour markers, and royal oak hands with luminous coating hours, minutes, central seconds, and date. Self-winding 5,900 movement with 60 hours of power reserve. 18,000 yellow gold bracelet with AP folding clasp. Price $66,300. Royal Oak Self-Winding Chronograph 41mm in yellow gold ref. 26240 BA 41mm diameter by 12.4mm thick 18,000 yellow gold case, with 50 water resistance. Smoked yellow gold toned dial with grande tapisserie pattern, applied yellow gold hour markers, and royal oak hands with luminous coating. Flyback chronograph, hours, minutes, seconds, date. Self-winding caliber 4401 movement running at 28,800 VPH with 70 hours of power reserve. Yellow gold bracelet with AP folding clasp. Price $75,900. Royal Oak Offshore self-winding 43mm with rubber bezel, ref. 15605 SK. I've never been the biggest fan of the Royal Oak Offshore, probably because I didn't come up in the era where they were hot. The offshore diver in khaki was one of the few exceptions. Funny enough, they brought this new 43mm offshore out on a tray to tease me, and maybe that did a little extra to convince me, but this new offshore with a rubber bezel is kind of cool. The 43mm by 14.4mm case is a bit big, and since it's not a diver, the watch only has 100 of water resistance. But making it a non-diver, non-chronograph roux makes it kind of uncommon. The smoked blue dial has the new generation mega tapisserie pattern, rhodium toned gold applied hour markers, royal oak hands with luminescent material, and a blue inner bezel which does not rotate since, again, it's not the diver. The exterior rubber blue bezel is reminiscent of the Royal Oak Offshore rubber-clad ref. 25940 launched in 2002, the first watch to use rubber anywhere but the bracelet, and it's fun to see it come back. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore self-winding 43mm with rubber bezel ref. 15605 SK 43mm diameter by 14.4mm thick stainless steel case, with 100 water resistance. Smoked blue dial with new generation mega tapisserie pattern, rhodium toned gold applied hour markers, and royal oak hands with luminescent material, blue inner bezel. Hours, minutes, center seconds, date. Self-winding caliber 4302 running at 4 Hz and 70 hours of power reserve. Interchangeable blue rubber strap and stainless steel A-pin buckle. Additional interchangeable black rubber strap. Price $27,800. For its 5th anniversary, a small code 11.59 refresh. Can you believe it? 5 years already, and while the collection might have been slightly okay, more than slightly maligned at launch, it seems to be finally hitting its stride. With the release of smaller 38mm codes last year, plus better dial textures and indices, AP seemed to crack the you-know-what. I'm not going to say it. This year there are a few changes to the collection. First, you'll no longer see code 11.59 in white gold for chronographs and time-only pieces. Complications are still theoretically fair game, but we were told that steel and white gold seemed too close to each other and tended to cannibalize their own market. So expect to see more pink gold, the only gold variant the brand is doing on the code for now. The introductions were all dial variations on the now existing platforms of 38mm and 41mm self-winding pieces and the 41mm chronographs, all in pink gold with stamped dials. In 38mm by 9.6mm models, you can now see the blue Newage 50 color of the original ref. 5402 Royal Oak on the stamped textured dial, delivered with a matching alligator strap or blue textured rubber. There's also a much lighter light blue dial, a color between powder blue and turquoise. The 41mm three-hand with date models now come in that same dark blue and green like seen on the steel pieces last year. Finally, the chronographs have blue, green, or black dial options now, and yes, they're all now the stamped dial style from the steel chronographs, a massive improvement. Audemars Piguet Code 11.59 Self-Winding Ref. 774-10 or 38mm and 152-10 or 41mm, 38mm by 9.6mm or 41mm by 10.7mm 18,000 pink gold case. With 30mm water resistance light blue 38mm only, blue Newage 50. Or green dial with stamped motif, applied pink gold hour markers and hands with luminescent material, and matching color inner bezel self-winding caliber 5900 with 60 hours of power reserve 38mm or self-winding caliber 4302 with 70 hours of power reserve 41mm. Textured rubber straps in matching colors. Price $33,200. Audemars Piguet Code 11.59 Self-Winding Chronograph Ref. 263.93 or 41mm diameter by 12.6mm thick 18,000 pink gold case, with 30mm water resistance. Blue Newage 50, or green dial with stamped motif, applied pink gold hour markers and hands with luminescent material, and matching color inner bezel, gold surrounds on the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock subdials flyback chronograph, hours, minutes, small seconds and date. Self-winding caliber 4401 and 70 hours of power reserve. Color matching textured rubber strap. Price $48,200. A white gold jumbo openworked and 241mm Royal Oak tourbillons. Jumbo is 39mm by 8.1mm, not the paradoxically larger 41mm. It's all about historical models for the nickname, so 39mm is jumbo. If you want more tourbillons, AP has you covered. The 41mm tourbillons in stainless steel and 18,000 pink gold join the existing lineup, with the red dial on the stainless steel model reminiscent of the bulk metallic glass jumbo. It was equally hard to photograph in short order, so I apologize. The pink gold model has a sandblasted gray dial similar to the titanium 41mm tourbillon already on the market. Both were lookers in person, but if I had a choice, I might stick with that titanium model or an RD3 because both are more reserved. A man can dream. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Jumbo Extra Thin Openworked, Ref. 16204 BC, 39mm diameter by 8.1mm thick white gold case, with 50mm water resistance. Anthracite openwork movement, applied white gold hour markers, white gold Royal Oak hands hours and minutes. Self-winding caliber 7124, running at 4 Hz with 57 hours of power reserve. 18,000 white gold bracelet with AP folding clasp. Price $124,100. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Self-Winding Flying Tourbillon, Ref. 26,730th red dial steel and 26730 or pink gold 41mm diameter by 100.6mm thick with 50mm water resistance. Smoked burgundy sunburst dial, white gold applied hour markers, and Royal Oak hands with luminous material or sandblasted gray dial with ivory minute scale, pink gold applied hour markers, and Royal Oak hands with luminous material. Flying tourbillon, hours, minutes. Self-winding caliber 2950 movement running at 3 Hz with 65 hours of power reserve. Steel or 18,000 pink gold bracelet with AP folding clasp depending on the model. Price CHF 146,700 steel CHF 180,600 pink gold. Audemars Piguet can do camouflage ceramic now, and I hate how much I love it. One of the most interesting things I saw in Milan was a prototype of the AP Royal Oak Offshore chronograph tourbillon in a camouflage ceramic case. If you didn't already think that AP was leading the cutting edge of ceramic technology in watchmaking, I don't think you could argue otherwise now. Technologically, it's advanced. Aesthetically, it's wild. Sure, I wear camo occasionally. I grew up in the Midwest and spent much time in rural areas where camo is practical for hunting. But the camo I think of is not this kind of camo. This is pure, intense, loud streetwear camo. And I love it. By my understanding, Audemars Piguet has figured out how to do basically any camouflage design in ceramic in a new spark plasma sintering SPS technology process. In the process, the team carefully placed different colored ceramic powders in a circular graphite mold, which is sintered using a powerful electric current conducted through the graphite. The temperature rises rapidly while pressure is placed on either side of the mold, creating a ceramic disc. While the patterns are slightly different each time, they look similar at a glance enough to be serially produced. But AP can also easily change the pattern or design for endless potential custom unique pieces and patterns. They told me the brand carefully chose designs and colors in testing so the pattern showed up best. Sometimes, an idea works great on the created ceramic puck, but once you carve out the case shape, it's hard to see. The discs are machined into the shape, pre-polished and pre-satin brushed before being hand-finished to get the satin finishing and polished chamfers. I was standing there with the inimitable fellow workwear military clothing lover Christian Hagen when we were shown this watch, and I think you could have seen both our eyes light up. I immediately had a ton of questions. Can you do other colors? They pulled out a tray, including a UV reactive puck, where certain parts of the pattern glowed. Other patterns. Could you do a duck camo on one and a tiger cam on another? Sure, they told me, no problem. The implications are also wild when you realize that if AP is the only one doing this, it essentially could guarantee, at least for a time, that these printed watches are never replicated or faked on the secondary market. Finally, the brand teased in the press release that the technique can be done in multicolor gold, which will be shown in prototype form in the coming months. Gold camo? Bring it on. If you find this content informative and educative, kindly hit the like button and don't forget to share and subscribe to our channel for more exciting and informative contents.